downward facing dog, please. Good morning. Oh no, we're just getting started now too. We're live today, and I need serious technical support in life. AKA yoga. That is what is truly technical support. So coming into downward facing dog, please. The beginning of your practice is really an opportunity to see what you're working with today. What is the environment? How is the terrain of your inner body? Together, take a long breath in. Exhale completely. Walk forward, hang in ragdoll. You're simply observing yourself in space here. Where are the points of sensation? You can bend your knees a little bit or a lot, and then re-straighten them. Get a sense of where your heels are. And now notice your neck and your jaw, and try to relax there. Together, take a full breath in. Exhale completely. Halfway lift, breathe in. Lift just a little bit higher and draw your shoulders down your back. So you're like parallel to the floor or even higher than that. Okay, bow forward, exhale. Stand up, reach your arms overhead. And exhale, hands to your heart. Take a moment here to set your own intention for practice. Together, the universal vibration of Om. Inhale. Inhale, reach up. Forward bend, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward bend, breathe out. Stand up, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Arms overhead, inhale. Forward bend, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward bend, breathe out. Stand up, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Forward bend, exhale. Halfway lift, lift high enough. Step your right leg back, bring your knee to the mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale and plank. Lower to the ground, bring your forearms down for Sphinx pose. Inhale. Forearm plank, exhale. Great, breathe in. Lower back down, Sphinx pose. Inhale, downward facing dog, exhale. Together, take a long breath in. Exhale, knees down, step your right foot forward. Inhale, arms up. Step forward and fold. Halfway lift, feel your heels. Forward bend, exhale. Stand up, reach your arms overhead. Exhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Forward bend, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Step your left leg back, bring your knee to the mat. Arms up, inhale. Plank pose, exhale. Great breath, breathe in. And lower down to the ground, forearms down, Sphinx pose. Inhale. Good, forearm plank. A long breath in. Lower back down to Sphinx. Notice where you start to sag. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. For some reason the word sag gets everyone's attention. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale. Exhale, knees down. Step your left foot forward. Arms up, breathe in. Step forward and fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward bend, exhale. Arms overhead, breathe in. Hands to your heart, breathe out. Reach up, inhale. Forward bend. Halfway lift. Right leg back, knee down. Arms up. Plank pose. Breathe in plank. Lower to the ground, reach your arms back, locust pose. And for a moment, bring your hands down onto the floor and pull your chest forward, draw your shoulders down your back. Now if you want to float the hands, go for it. Totally optional. One more breath in, downward facing dog. Together, inhale. Exhale, knees down. Step your right foot forward. Arms up, inhale. Step forward and fold. Halfway lift. Forward bend. Arms overhead. Hands to your heart. Arms overhead. Forward bend. Halfway lift. Left leg back, knee down. Arms up, dancing with the breath. Plank pose. Long inhale. Locust pose. You can position your legs so they feel supportive to you. One more inhale. Downward facing dog. That sound of the breath like a current of water. Exhale, knees down. Step your left foot forward. Arms up, inhale. Step forward and fold. Halfway lift. Forward bend. Reach up to the sky. Exhale to your heart. Chair pose. Try to sit your thighs down parallel with the earth. Good. Forward bend. Exhale. Halfway lift. Lift high enough you can draw your shoulders down your back. And step your right leg back. High lunge. Knee up. Reach your arms up. Exhale to plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale, cobra. So it's a continuation of your locust. Chest is lifting, shoulders are drawing down your back, and then you can slide the hands a little forward and out to maybe lift up. But those elbows are pinning in. Good. Now with your hands, get a little grippy on your mat and actually start to pull back, to pull the back of your spine forward. Good. One more breath. Downward facing dog. You guys all look fantastic. Lift your right leg up and inhale. Step forward to high lunge. Arms up, breathe in. Step forward and fold. Halfway lift. forward bend, chair pose, mountain pose. Chair pose, forward bend. Halfway lift, left leg back, high lunge. This is like a variation of sun B. Inhale, arms up. Plank pose. Inhale, cobra pose. Now, if you feel relaxed in your shoulders, you feel okay in your lower back and all that stuff, then you're going to start to lift the gaze a little bit in front of you. Good. One more breath. Downward facing dog. Left leg up, inhale. High lunge, exhale. Arms up, breathe in. Step forward and fold. Halfway lift. Forward bend. Chair pose. Mountain pose. Chair pose. Boat. Lift your heels, sink down through a squat, and then sit on the floor. If you need to use your hands, that's totally acceptable. And whenever you want to land on your bottom. No? Too much sitting on it, huh? All right, we're going to make our way to down dog. However you... I wasn't guilting you into it. Low boat, go for it. Let's meet. High boat. Cross your ankles. Keep ho, plank pose. Inhale and plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. And downward dog. What I meant to say was that was totally cool, and then find your way to plank and whatever. Sorry to guilt you into it. If you have a bruise later. Good. Take a long breath in together. Exhale. Jump up to your hands. Catch the inhale in a halfway lift, and then fold as squirmy air up. Chair pose, breathe in. Mountain pose, breathe out. So this time, if you don't want to sit, you don't have to. Chair pose. Sit on the ground, boat. Low boat. High boat. Cross your ankles the other way. Really tuck the ankles in to roll forward into plank. Inhale. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Shoulders are relaxed down your back. Downward facing dog. Really nice. Breath sounds fantastic. There's just something about practicing in a group and hearing everyone breathe. Raise your right leg up, inhale. Lizard, step to the outside of your right hand and bring your back knee down. And just take a couple minutes to be really precise here with how you're setting your front leg. I like to think of it as like how you're setting your future. Get it right. Right? Put the heel on the edge of your mat and turn your toes off. And if we just took a picture of your lower leg, it would look like you're standing. So you're not in some weird, funky position with the front leg. It's knee right over your ankle. And then let the back, let the support behind you adjust to fit this shape that you're creating. Good. You can stay with your hands down on the mat if you want to. Or if it feels good in your body to come down onto your forearms this morning, you can do that. Neither is better than the other. Okay, so now once you've chosen what to do with your arms, you're going to press into the ground, lift your chest, and keep your gaze straight out in front of you. Because you're pulling that chest bone forward. Now, tuck your back toes under, lift your back leg up, inhale. Back knee down, exhale. Back knee up, inhale. You look great. Back knee down, exhale. Two more like that. Inhale. Everyone looks really good. And then exhale, knee down. Last time, inhale, lift. And then exhale, lower. All right, just take a moment here to hear the direction. You can stay on your forearms if you want to and turn. Or if you're on your hands, you're going to turn to the right. So now go ahead and move, lift your chest and turn to the right. You can stay right here with your hand on your knee, Or you can reach your right arm up to the sky. You can stay right here, or you can bend your back leg and maybe grab a hold of your foot. Great, one more breath in. Downward facing dog. So you're just meeting your body today where it is, and we're going to clear out any of the clutter that you've got. Lift your left leg up, inhale. Lizard, step to the outside of your hand, bring your back knee down. Put your heel on the edge of your mat and turn your toes off. Good. Now, of course, this is not the only way to do lizard. This is my preferred way to do lizard because of what I'm really specifically teaching, which is intentional alignment. Heel, big toe, pinky toe, and how that connects to the ground beneath us and helps us maneuver through the world around us. So now you can stay with your hands on the ground if you want to, or you can come on down to those forearms. Good. If that front leg starts to get wonky, you just know you've gone a little too far. Press the ground, lift your chest up, pull the chest bone, the sternum forward. And now tuck your back toes, inhale, back leg up. Exhale, back leg down. Really nice, inhale, back leg up. Exhale, back leg down. Two more like that. I think in addition to hearing everyone breathe being my favorite thing, I love just seeing that like one drop of sweat come off someone's face. Good, and knees down. Now again, listen for direction first and then move. You can either stay on your forearms if you're there or come back up to your hands. You're gonna lift your chest and turn to the left. Awesome, go for it. If that bottom wrist bothers you, you might need a block underneath it, or you might make a fist with that bottom hand. And then you're just moving with the top hand in a way that feels like the correct expression for you, wherever you want to go. The practice teaches us to listen and to receive, to discern, and then to unite. Almost. Downward facing dog. So right now, you might just want to stay in downward facing dog, or you might want a little more movement. So if you want more movement, you're going to inhale to plank, and then take chaturanga or lower all the way to the ground. A back bend of your choice. We have locust, we have cobra, we have upward dog, and then we'll exhale into downward facing dog, please. Okay, and a couple breaths here. Really nice. Warrior two, step your right foot forward, however you want to get there. Good, and put that front knee right over your ankle. You can always shorten your stance if that's more comfortable today. Take your back arm behind your back for a half bind. Good, and then come forward, side angle. That breath is also a great reference point to how you're doing in your practice. Take your bound arm, reach it over your head towards the front of the room, palm face down. And then turn your chest up. Really nice, whatever you want to do with the bottom hand. One more inhale. Exhale to plank. Inhale and plank. Lower onto the ground. Bring your forearms down for Sphinx pose. wide or together, however they feel supportive of you. And now again, notice where you're sagging. If your chest is starting to droop down, you're going to press your forearms and lift your chest. Then relax your neck. Really just give it a good little shake out. Yeah, good. Take another breath in. Forearm plank. Together, breathe in. Lower down the Sphinx. Good. A long breath in. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Lift your left leg up, breathe in. Warrior two, breathe out. So again, set that future just the way you want it. With the knees caving in, tend to that. And then adjust your stance so it supports you in that precision. Take your back arm behind your back. Upper arm bone's going to draw back and come forward in a side angle. When you hit resistance, it's a moment to pause and investigate. What's the obstacle? When there's no obstacle, there's no sensation, then we're in the space of infinity. Take the bound arm, reach it over your head. Exhale, plank. Inhale. Exhale, Sphinx. Breathe in. Forearm plank. Inhale. Dolphin. One more breath. Forearm plank. Karen, that's my favorite move. Inhale. Lower down the Sphinx. Breathe in. Downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift your right leg up. Warrior two. You want to reach that point and like nailed it. Good, straighten your front leg. Triangle, right hand down, left hand up. Take a look up, see if you're doing anything wild with that raised arm. Good, and then keep your gaze there or take it to the side wall. Or look down at your right big toe. One more breath in. Come forward, half moon. Now you might start to shift the gaze back up, but if you start to wobble, rather than reacting and freaking out, just pause and shift the gaze back down a little centimeter or two. If you'd like to bend your raised knee and grab a hold of your foot, that's bound half moon. If you're bound, release that, let the leg be long. Warrior two. Wide-legged forward bend. Straighten your legs, point your toes to the left. Find your hands at your lower back. Lift your chest up. As you press your wrist down, so bring the bottom tips of your shoulder blades towards your spine. Bow forward, exhale. The action's coming from the scapula here. The shoulder blades. One more inhale. Exhale, release your hands down. Lift up halfway to standing. Turn your right toes halfway out to the front of your mat. And now be precise. Right knee right over right ankle. It's going to want to cave in a little bit. So you're keeping it out, and you can use your right arm against that inner right knee to help keep the knee right there, to train it. And at the same time, you can press the knee back into your arms. You're strengthening that muscle at this length. Good. Now try to lift your chest up. Draw your shoulders down your back. You're welcome to put a block underneath your left hand if you wanted to. Really good. Same thing on the other side. Right toes straight, leg is straight. Left toes turn out halfway. You're bending that knee over the ankle. Really good. And then whatever you want to do with that hand is trying to keep the lift here. Yeah, you look great. Good. Really nice. Kate, everyone looks really good. Feel your heels. Feel how that shifted it a little bit? Really good. One more breath in. Hands to the front of your mat, plank pose. Inhale and plank. Lower to the ground, reach your arms back, locust pose. Find your hands at your lower back. As you reach your wrist back, it's actually the bottom tips of the shoulder blades drawing down your back. Okay? Bring your feet to the ground, hands to the ground, cobra. Keep that action in the shoulders. And if there's space, lift a little higher. Really nice. One more breath. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Triangle, straighten your front leg, bring your left hand down and your right hand up. Again, you're just taking in the landscape. Look up at that highest point. Is it right above you? If that bothers you to look up and your fingers go numb, you maybe look at the side wall, or you look down at that left big toe. Good, half moon. When the eyes go on to a part of the body, it helps to align mind and body. And then spirit flows freely. Stay here or bend your raised knee for bound half moon. If you're starting to wobble, try to bring your gaze down just a little bit. Release the leg if you're bound. Good. Half moon. No, warrior two. Yay. Ta-da. Step your heels in, turn your toes out, bend your knees over your ankles. Good. And so again, your knees are going to want to cave in, especially if you've gone really too extreme in this. So just take a little shorter stance. Your legs are meant to support you here as you create length in the inner hip muscles. But we don't just want to be flexible, we want to be strong. So as we're lengthening those inner hip muscles, as you push the knee back in your arm, and the arm holds the knee out, you're engaging your adductors. You can come a little lower if you want. Adjust your feet as you need to. Keep your chest up and your shoulders relaxed. Great, one more breath in. Wide-legged forward bend. From here to your version of straddle split, walk your feet as far apart front to back as you feel comfortable doing today. And then if you find that you're low enough down, you're going to bring your forearms down onto the mat. Now, if forearms down doesn't work in your body, no problem. You're going to stay with your hands. You're going to keep your feet on the ground regular and just go ahead and fold into your legs. But if your forearms are down on the ground, first we're going to lift the pinky toes up so they're right over the big toes. Then we're going to press down into the forearms to lift the chest and pull the chest bone forward towards your thumbs. Really nice. And now when you start to collapse through those inner hip muscles, press the floor instead. 3 more breaths. Wide-legged forward bend. Hands to the front of your mat, plank pose. Lower down onto the ground, forearms down for Sphinx pose. All right, and now we're going to do our 30-second side forearm plank pose. I can't see the clock that far away, so we're going to bring it right here. God forbid we hold it for an extra second. So my God, don't you dare. All right, lay on your right side. Right forearm can be parallel to the front of your mat, or it can turn out a little bit. You want to make sure your bottom shoulder is happy relatively. Press down, lift up. Good. Now if that bottom shoulder is hurting, you're just going to move your elbow a little more towards the front of your mat. You can keep the left hand down supporting you. Some people like to reach it up. I've heard students say it feels like someone's pulling them up if they reach the arm up. You could even reach it over your body to get forward towards the front of the room to get a nice side stretch. Good. Lower all the way down. That was your longest one, Karen, I think. Roll onto your left hip. Turn your left forearm out. Okay, on your mark, get set, and go. And then once you set the body, you set your gaze, you can decide. You can look down, especially if you have a lot of tension in the sides of your neck. You can look straight forward in the direction of your chest, or shift your gaze up. And once you notice you're sagging, rather than sagging, either come down for a moment or press and lift up higher. Excellent. All the way down. Onto your forearms. Sphinx pose. Forearm plank. Dolphin. Lift your hips and walk forward. Press those forearms down. Forearm plank. Keep the lower lower ribs drawing up. Lower down the sphinx. Good. With your hands, you just a little pull back. One more breath in. Downward facing dog, please. Notice how it feels to be in your body right now. Okay, a long breath in. Exhale, knees down. Step your right foot forward. Reach your arms overhead. Good. Now, press down into the back knee and the back foot to lift the front of your pelvis up. Really reach up through the left arm. And now bend that elbow, bring the hand to your upper back. Yep, and then right hand to the elbow. Let your chin lift up parallel to the ground so that chest bone comes up as well. We're not trying to pull the shoulders down anymore. We're letting them lift right now. Really nice. And now eagle arms. Bring your left elbow under your right elbow. And you can stay right here just pulling the right arm in if that feels good in your body. Or you can lift your elbow or you fold your forearms together. 3 more breaths. Good, and from here, we're going to release the arms down, find your hands behind your back, and you're going to pull down first to bring the bottom tips of your shoulders together. And then see if you can grab a hold of your elbows behind your back. Let your upper arm bones draw back and down. Okay, one more breath. And let the arms hang. Stand up in high lunge. Now externally rotate your arms, turn your thumbs away from your body, and come forward into airplane pose. Really great breath. Revolved half moon, turn to the right. Bring your left hand down to the floor or block. Keep that back leg lifting. And now decide where you want to gaze. One more breath, really nice, Kate. Step back, downward facing dog. A really nice pose doesn't mean it's the full expression of the pose. It means the version that you've done was expressed really nicely. Take a full breath in. Exhale, knees down. Step your left foot forward. Reach your arms overhead. Good. Now lift the front rim of the pelvis up and press firmly into that back foot, the right foot. Let the right arm reach up. Bend the elbow, half Gomukhasana arms. Lift the chin. You're strengthening your back muscles, your paraspinal muscles by pressing the back of your head and your arm. Okay, reach your arms out to the side. I hate this one, so I forgot it on the other side. Bend your elbows. And before we do eagle, we're going to do something which I think is far worse. You're just going to bring your elbows together. I don't know, whatever you want to do with those fingers. So this makes my body shake. Some of you this might be like no big deal, but what you're doing is engaging those outer muscles of the shoulder we stretch them. Okay, take your arms out wide again. And now our eagle arms, you're going to bring your right elbow under your left, and you can just pull the left arm in if you want, or fold the forearms up for the full version. Adjust your front foot, knee right over ankle. And release that, let the arms hang. Okay, interlace your hands again. Bring the bottom tips of your shoulder blades down. And now we're going to bring the hands into two fists behind your back. Press the fists together and use that to draw the upper arm bones back. If this feels okay, fold your hands into prayer, which is your pinky finger into your spine. And then work to bring the thumb side together as well. Chest is up. Upper arm bones are back. One more breath. And let the arms hang. Just let all that excitement drain out of them. Okay, stand up into high lunge. And we're going to turn those thumbs out. That helps to broaden the collarbones and draw the shoulders down your back. Come forward into airplane pose. Keep that big toe pressing down. Good, revolved half moon. Right hand's going to come down, turn to the left. From your waist down, you're parallel to the ground or perpendicular, and it's the ribs starting to turn towards the left. Set your gaze. Good, one more inhale. Downward facing dog. Listen to what your body needs right now. You might want to stay in downward facing dog, or you might want a little movement to help flush out any of the tension you just created. If you want to stay in down dog. If you want to move, inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga or lower to the ground. Take locust, cobra, or upward facing dog. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog, please. Raise your right leg up on your inhale. Bring your knee to your nose. And now half pigeon, turn the right shin towards parallel and place it down. Stand up on your hands. Okay, if everything feels okay right here, you can lift your hands up to your heart center. If that starts to create a sensation along the lower back, like a broad sensation, you're okay. Just stay here and breathe. It's stretching, okay? But if you have a finger point pain on the back, around the sacrum, the pelvis, then you're going to come just a little bit forward to change the angle, in which case, rather than letting gravity pull your face down, you might put your hands there as a little kickstand, but they're real light on the ground. Okay, for those of you who are up, moving into the full version of the pose, you can bend your back knee and reach back, grab a hold of it with your left arm. If this seems like a bad idea, you are right. You guys look good. Okay, slowly release, no snap release, slowly release. Come onto your forearms. Turn your left forearm in and hold onto your right knee with your left hand. Still that right leg is forward and half pigeon. Beautiful. Okay, lift your chest up, turn to the right now. You can stay here with your right hand on the ground. You can reach your right arm back. You can bend your back And see if you can grab a hold of that foot. Make sure you're listening to your body. The body never lies. Downward facing dog. Breath rushing in like a river. Lift your left leg up, inhale. Knee to your nose. Bring your shin towards parallel. Wherever you stop, you stop. Half pigeon. We're doing that high pigeon version first so that we strengthen the muscles that are lengthening. You're strengthening hip flexor on the right leg as it lengthens, and you're strengthening the external rotators of the hip on the left leg. Good, and then if you want to try for that next variation, you're going to bend your right leg and reach back, grab a hold of it with your right hand. I think it took me about 4 years to feel like this was an okay situation. And it might be different tomorrow. Okay. Slowly release that, so no snap release. It's like quitting a job, like just not showing up again. You burn a lot of bridges that way. You really want to like slowly go in, slowly go out of something. From here, come down onto your forearms. Still in half pigeon with your legs. Thanks for keeping me honest. All right, turn your right forearm in, hold on to your left knee. Really good, you're lifting your chest and turning to the left. All right, you can stay right here, or you can reach that left arm back. You can stay right here, or you can bend that raised knee and hold on to it with your left hand. Set your gaze. Downward facing dog. What does the body want? Does the body want to stay right here? Or inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga or the floor. Locust, cobra, or up dog. Those shoulders are relaxed. And then downward facing dog. Exhale. Bring your knees to the ground. Step your right foot forward. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, arms to the side. Together, breathe in. Turn to the right. Stay right here or put your left hand outside of your right knee. Take a moment to check that your chest is lifted and your shoulders are drawing down your back. Stay right here, or put your left elbow outside of your knee and move your hands into prayer. Use the left elbow against the knee to lift the sternum, the chest up, and then draw the bottom tips of the shoulders together. 3 big breaths. Chest lifts. Shoulders draw in. 1 more breath. Downward facing dog. Exhale, knees down, step your left foot forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms to the side. Together, breathe in. Turn to the left. You're welcome to stay here. This is really good work. Or maybe right hand. Let that be a reminder to lift the chest. Really nice, Karen. And then stay right here, or bring your elbow to the outside of your knee and hands together in prayer. Good. And then press into that elbow, lift the chest a little higher. See if you can almost get that right arm bone straight up and down. No, that doesn't make any sense. The right forearm straight up and down. Yeah, good. And shoulders into your back. Good. One more breath. Downward facing dog. Let all that unravel. And let the breath come in like a river, washing out all the stuck energy released. Stay here. Inhale to plank. Chaturanga or lower to the ground. Locust, cobra, or upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog. Exhale, knees down. Step your right foot forward. Bring your hands to your front knee. Lift your chest up. And now a deep side bend. Keep your left hand on your knee and reach down to the floor on the right. Good. If you feel pinchy in that right hip, you're going to start to move the pelvis towards the left, away from the thigh. Stay right here or reach your left arm up. You can set your gaze up to that thumb. You can set your gaze straight out in front of your chest. Or you can look down at your bottom thumb. One more breath. Downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, knees down. Step your left foot forward. Put your hands on your front knee. Lift your chest up. Keep that right hand on your knee and reach the left hand down to the floor. Good, the sides are so different, aren't they? And you can turn the pelvis a little bit to the right if that feels good. Good, and you stay right here, reach the right arm up. And your breath is letting you know if you're reaching too far that you can't let the deep breath in. And you can gaze up and your body's letting you know, is that a good idea to look up? Or should you look right ahead? Or should you take the gaze down for a little relief? One more breath. Downward facing dog. All right, last opportunity here for some movement in vinyasa. You can stay in down dog or inhale to plank. Chaturanga or lower to the ground. Locust, cobra, or upward facing dog. And downward facing dog, please. Bring your knees to the ground. Gomukhasana seat. Take your right leg in front of your left leg, squeezing the thighs together. And then separate your heels. And you're going to sit back between your heels. You can sit on a block or a pillow. Or as I said once, a small dog or child if you need to. Whatever you can find that will be comfortable. Lift your chest up. You're welcome to stay right here or take a side bend over to the right and then your arms support you. That right forearm might even come all the way down to the ground. Notice your breath. Good, come all the way back up. Lean a little forward, hands down in front of you. Okay, you can stay right here. Your sit bones are gonna lift a little bit, but you're gonna keep pressing your thighs down, chest forward. And now you can either take your right arm underneath your left arm your right arm underneath your right leg, your left it's just your internet glitching, it's not me. Your left arm underneath your right knee, lift the knee up a little bit, and then the weight of the leg is still pressing down into the arm. So you're just lifting the top leg up here, not the left knee, but just the right knee. Yeah, and then you can take your left hand and just let it hold on your arm, and you've made like a hammock. Okay, if you like this, you can stay here. Another option is to let all that go and just fold into your legs. 3 more deep breaths. Okay, come on back up. We're going to switch sides. So you can either just swap your legs out here, putting the left leg on top, or you come in a tabletop position again. And from tabletop position, we put the left leg in front of the right leg and squeeze the thighs together. And then open your heels up and sit back between your heels. Adjust your seat if you need to. Okay, you can stay like this. This is a lot of work for a lot of bodies. Or if the side bend feels nice. Side bending helps to open up the side of your body, your lungs, the intercostal muscles in between the ribs. But it's also a really effective way to get rid of tension that you might have in your psoas, which is one of your hip flexors, or tension that you have in your lats, those huge muscles across your back that can inhibit your ability to lift your arms over your head when they're tight. One more breath. Good, and come all the way back up, and now hinge a little bit forward at your hips and bring your hands out in front of you. As you're hinging at your hips forward, your pelvis is moving, so the sit bones are gonna lift up, but you keep pressing the thighs down. All right, and now let's see if the internet's working properly. You're gonna bring your right arm underneath your top leg, pull the leg up a little bit, and then rest the hand into the arm, if that feels supportive. And if it doesn't and you wanna just hold the leg, you can. Good, you can stay right here or let that go, and now just fold deeply into your legs. Let your spine round, let your head drop. And breathe right into the back of your heart. Great, come all the way back up. Extend your legs out wide for a wide-legged seat, hands behind your hips. Press out through your heels. I'm super excited because I just enrolled the teacher training group into Leslie Kamenoff's anatomy program as a supplement to our teacher training. And as part of that, I get to be his student for life. We were lucky enough to have him come last year, and I'm really excited to continue studying with him and my other teacher, Jason Crandall, who has a great injury management workshop coming up online in the beginning of November. So if you're interested in that, he's super psyched that already some of us in this community are joining him for studying. Okay, you can stay right here, or you can come forward. As Jason told me once, you're just bad at this pose, Sarah. And that gave me a lot of relief. So I was like, wait, okay, there's no more, it's very clear now.
There's no good and bad in yoga.
No, I know. But it was. was bad because I was like, I can't do it, I can't do it. And he was like, you're probably not gonna do that. Just do this part, really good. Really good is pressing out through your heels. Letting your thighs be an anchor that your pelvis can rotate over. And then a big one in yoga, letting your head go and just breathing. Breathing and listening to the messages of the body. And in community, listening to each other. Engaged but listening, rather than demanding. Reverse plank. Bring your legs together and your hands back behind you. You can have them positioned in whatever way feels supportive in your body. You're going to lift your chest up first, lift your chin up, and then press into your heels and lift your pelvis up. You can start to turn the upper arms away from the body, a little external rotation. And lower your seat back down. Bend your knees, feet hip distance apart. Adjust your arms as you need to. Press down and lift up in a reverse tabletop. If you feel like you're sagging, walk your feet a little forward and a little bit out. It's amazing the muscle power you get from these shifts. One more breath. And then lower all the way down. We're going to lay down on the back and come up into bridge pose, please. Place your feet underneath your knees. Lift your hips up. And then draw your shoulders down your back. Bring the bottom tips of your shoulders towards your spine. And turn your palms to face the sky. Really drive those heels down. And if that doesn't feel right, take the heels a little forward and a little bit out. Lower all the way down. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Go back up again. Bridge pose or wheel. We'll do 4 total. In bridge pose, you're drawing those shoulders down your back. But if you move in a wheel pose, you're actually going to let the shoulders go up and out, because that's an arm overhead position. So the shoulders travel up your back, and they become like a wedge, pressing your chest towards the back of the room. One more breath. Lower yourself all the way down. Good. Inhale. Exhale, number 3. Once you set the body, set your eyes one spot. Lower yourself all the way down. Last one. Bridge, wheel, viparita, dandasana, or some one-legged variation. Go ahead, back up. If you're doing viparita, dandasana, bring the crown of your head down to the floor between your fingertips. And then bring your forearms down onto the mat and hold the back of your head. Try to press the forearms and the heels down. To come out of this, we don't snap release. We go back up into our wheel. And then everyone lowers all the way down. Good. Catch the breath. Supta Baddha Konasana. Heels together, knees out to the side. feel a little warmer. You might have some sensation through your torso. And you're not reacting, you're just watching and listening. Bring the bottoms of your feet to the mat so your knees point up. And lift your right leg straight up to the sky. Keeping your right heel pressing up to the sky, extend your left leg along the ground. And now let the right leg move away from the body, out to the right. Bring the leg back up to center, pause with the leg straight up in the air. Inhale here. Exhale, take the leg across your body to the left. Try to keep your right shoulder and your head on the ground relaxed. Bring the leg all the way back up to center. Pause again with the leg upright. I know my leg's starting to shake a little bit. Bend your right knee, place your heel on the mat. Reach your left leg straight up to the sky. Press out through the heel and then slide the right leg along the ground. Pressing out through that heel as well. Left leg moves out to the left. That's abduction, when the thigh moves away from the midline of the body. Or when any limb moves away. And then adduction, ADD, add, to bring the leg back up to center. When a limb moves towards the midline of the body. And on your next exhale, take the leg across the body to the right, keeping that left shoulder on the ground. Inhale the leg back up again, pause right here. You're strengthening the front of your hips so the back of the hips can release. Bend your knee, place the foot on the ground. And now set yourself up for final resting position, Shavasana. Together, take a long breath in. Open your mouth wide. Let go of all breathing. And just let the breath be really light. Let go of trying to position the body. And just let the body be. And as you lay here, have an embodied experience of yourself at rest. As you're resting, different points on your body might start to tell you something, like a light board lighting up. And rather than shifting the position of the body right now, instead be still and just listen. See if you can receive the message. the body to train the mind. The mind is very busy. That's its job, to have endless thoughts, contradictory thoughts. But the body doesn't lie. Even though the mind tells you to move the body, just keep the body still. And train the mind that it's okay. It's okay to be here. It's okay to rest. It's okay to receive the support of the ground. It's okay to have space. And you're just laying here, watching the whole show. Watching nature dance. Together, inhale. Mouth wide. Give yourself a moment. For those of you that are at home practicing with us, if you'd like to stay resting for longer, an 11-minute Shavasana is a really nice thing to give yourself. For those of you that are here in the room, you are welcome to continue laying. There is not another practice right now, so you can take as much time as you want. You don't have to do the same thing that I tell you to do. But if you're ready to go about your day back into the world of householder, go ahead and come to a seated position, and we'll just sit upright for a moment. Changing the shape of the body creates the sensation. Just give yourself a moment. Watch yourself settle. Thank you for sharing your practice. May our practice benefit everyone we meet today and all beings everywhere. Bring your thumbs to your chest bone. Really press the thumbs into that chest bone. Let that be a reminder to lift the chest up. And now feel our vibration, 1 Om. Inhale. Raise your thumbs to your brow, bringing the heart energy up to the mind. Together, we bow and say, Namaste. All right, really nice